Good afternoon. Welcome to Jim Munley's World of Weather. Clicked on to long-range weather forecast discussion for October 29th through November 10th. October 29th to November 2nd. This is what we're forecasting. We have a trough here. We have a ridge here over the western U.S. and the eastern Pacific. And we also have a positive height anomalies over the North Atlantic and a trough in the east. But this pattern will eventually change, and I'll show you that later. First of all, I want to talk about the system forecast for the eastern U.S. This is the GFS. And I'm showing you here, this is 2 a.m. tomorrow morning. You see the center here. Here's a focus now, heavy rain. Before it was central Pennsylvania and southern U.S., southern New Jersey. But now it looks like a southwestern, southeast Pennsylvania and southern New Jersey. And then we go to 8 a.m. Oops. We go to 8 a.m. This is impossible. 8 a.m. on Saturday morning. And now here's the center here. It's right on the East Coast. The heaviest rain now is covering eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey and parts of southern New England. This here blue will be snow. Up here would be mixed precipitation with this. Here's the 540 line across here. And then we come to 2 a.m. and it starts winding down. The heaviest precipitation shifts into New England. And here it'll be snow. Here's the 540 line, the 548 line. And then we look at the European. Kind of keeps the heaviest precipitation offshore and not as much snow. Okay, now we're going to get back to the forecast. All right, this is what we're forecasting here. Then the focus will shift to an increasingly wet period again, developing for portions of the eastern U.S., and this will occur as a trough becomes established over the central U.S. late in the period. And the pattern will transport moisture north from the Gulf of Mexico that interacts with a frontal boundary. And we're going to take a look here. This will be later in the week. Let me see if I can get back to these maps. You see, here's the frontal boundary where there'll be moisture transporting up into this area here. And you can see the heaviest precipitation will be here across the lower Mississippi the lower Mississippi Valley into the Ohio Valley. That's the GFS. And then we look at the European. The focus here will be across this area here. This will be for later on in the week, towards the end of the week. And then areas from the northwest through the northern, central, and southern Rockies will receive multiple rounds of precipitation with rain in the lower elevations and snow in the higher elevations as short waves and frontal systems right over the northern periphery of the eastern Pacific Ridge. We're going to look now at the period for November 1st to the 5th. Here at the 1st. Now the patterns changes a little bit. We still have our trough here, ridge here into the western U.S., and here's our trough. And then as we go further in the period, you start seeing that this trough, the eastern trough, tries to retrogress into the west central states. And then we look at the rest of the models. They're indicating generally the same idea, and we start having above normal heights developing here in the western Atlantic. So for this forecast period, I am forecasting above normal temperatures for the western states. And I'm forecasting anomalies 6 to 12 degrees above normal, and then below normal temperatures are forecast from the plains into the eastern U.S. And forecast anomalies of 2 to 4 degrees below normal are forecast. For precipitation, below normal precipitation is forecast for the western states. And the probability of occurrence is 35 to 45%. And then we have above normal precipitation forecast for the Mississippi Valley to the Atlantic coast. Probability of occurrence is 45 to 55%. Now this is where we really start to see the change occurring in the flow. This will be from the 6th to the 10th. Here we are at the 6th. You start seeing that the trough is more centered into the center U.S. We still have a ridge here. And we have a ridge here of the western Atlantic that builds into eastern U.S. And we'll show you that, how it kind of like builds in. We have above normal heights along the east coast. And we take a look at the rest of the models. So for this forecast period, I'm forecasting above normal temperatures for the western U.S. and along the east coast. And I'm forecasting anomalies of 2 to 4 degrees to maybe some 6 degrees above normal. And then below normal temperatures forecast for this region here, forecasting anomalies of 4 degrees below normal. For precipitation, calling for below normal precipitation for this region here, probability of occurrence is 45%. And then we have above normal precipitation again from the Mississippi Valley to the Atlantic coast. Probability of occurrence is 45 to 55%. That's the long range weather forecast discussion for October 29th through November 10th. Thanks for coming to Jim Munley's World of Weather, and have a good day.